Well, hey folks, welcome back to Good Enough Customs. Hey, it's been a minute. Like 3.5 months. Maybe a little bit longer. I'm not sure. I believe the last video I did was back in July when me and Dad went and picked up the 39 Pontiac that's still sitting out back. We started working on it yesterday. Dad came up and we started pulling parts off of it. So I know I said I was going to do a video on that, but me and Dad just got to it and started tearing into it, and there's been a whole lot of cussing and a whole lot of struggling to get things broke loose, because, you know, when you've had a car that's burned and then sat in the elements for 30-ish years, things tend to get stuck. So it's been challenging. So me and Dad are going to finish working on that today. We don't have a whole lot left to do. We got, I think, the front bumper and the front fenders left to pull off of it. And I think the radiator. I think that's all we're going to pull off of it. The rest of it's pretty beat, pretty tired. But the reason why I was making the video today is this weekend is probably my favorite road trip of the year. So just like past years, trucking the Trace. It used to happen in October, but they had to move it to November. I'm not sure why. But it's like the first weekend in November. So, or second weekend. I guess it technically would be the second weekend in November. Yeah, getting ready to go on that, heading out Friday for Tupelo, Mississippi. We're driving down Natchez Trace Parkway. It's a beautiful drive. And I'm going to take Big John. And, well, Big John needs a couple things before we go driving on a, I don't know, 4.5 hour drive one way down to Tupelo. So I don't believe I've changed the oil in this in probably a year and a half or better. It's been a while. So it's definitely due for an oil change, not because of the miles, just because it's had short trips here and there. So it's time. So I'll throw some fresh oil on this guy, and then I need to do a little spit shining on it because well, you know, I put that wipe on clear coat on it, and yeah, I may not have got it on there good and thick in a few spots, like especially these fenders, but these things also soak everything up that you throw at them. But it's got some streaky stuff going on, really evident here on the hood. Let me see if I can't change the angle. You might be able to see that in the video. Yeah, you can see it. But it's a little streaky, so I figured get in here, maybe throw a little polish at it, clean it up a little bit, make it look really nice. That, and I'm always fighting the timing on this thing. I set the timing, it runs good for a few days, maybe, and then it just starts getting crappy again. Now the motor itself doesn't have a ton of miles on it. It's like maybe 8,000 miles I think I've put on the motor, but it was a fresh long block, so I doubt it's a timing chain. That was kind of my first thought. I was like, maybe a timing chain, but then I started thinking, I was like, you know what, I put one of those crappy Jegs $100 or $120 distributors in this thing, and I didn't learn my lesson the first time when I did it on Steve. Did the same thing, and had all sorts of problems trying to keep this thing in time. So ended up swapping that distributor out in Steve, and man, ran so much better. So I think I'm at the same problem. I have the same issue here with Big John. You know, it's hard to start after it's been warm. You know, I usually it acts like it's too advanced, but it's only like 5 degrees initial timing, which is stupid. So I'm like, that can't be right. I've fiddled with it and farted with it, and I can't get it to stay in time for nothing. So I figured I'm gonna swap that distributor out. And it actually lucked out that I remembered I bought some parts off of a buddy of mine a while back, and I was like, there was a distributor in there, and ends up I got a nice MSD billet distributor sitting in the shop just waiting to go in here. So I'm gonna probably swap out the distributor on this guy, change the oil, and then do a little spit shine on it. So that's kind of what we're going to be working on today, probably, and tomorrow, because me and Dad still got a few things to pull off the old Pontiac. Actually, I guess we can walk back here and look at that real quick. You know, only thing really left that we're pulling off are front fenders and the front bumper, and the radiator. That's pretty much it. We've pulled all the other stuff off that we think might be salvageable or that Dad just wants to keep. So that's pretty much all that's left. And the fender, or the front fenders, you know, these are 1 year only. It's a 39 Pontiac only fender. From what Dad was telling me, from basically here back, any 39, I think it was 39 and 40, Chevy, Buick, Oldsmobile, these all parts back here all kind of interchange. We did finally get the trunk open. Ended up cutting the little rod that holds it closed. Got that open, and the deck lids, it's not great, but you can see it's got, maybe you can see, I don't know, sun may be killing it, but it's got a bunch of rot all along this back edge, and it's super, the metal is super weak, super flimsy. So we're figuring it's probably not worth saving. So yeah, pull the front end off of it. I think he's gonna try to keep the hood too, but pull the front end off of it, and I might list it, you know, on one of these rat rod Facebook pages or something. Say somebody give a couple $100 for it and get it gone, or it's gonna go to scrap. You know, there's just not a whole lot of good left on this car. It's pretty beat. So so yeah, so that'll be the end of the old Pontiac. The other fun part I was noticing the other day is, I don't know if you can see it here, but it's right around there. The frame's cracked in half, and there's only about that much frame left holding that side of the thing together. So yeah, she didn't like to move too much. But anyhow, that's pretty much it for now. So whenever I get to working on Big John here in a little while, I'll holler back at you. Well, me and Dad got out here and got this thing finished up. Took a little longer than expected, so burned a little bit more time on it than I wanted to, but yeah, this is all that's left. The rest of this stuff on this car is just too far gone. It's unfortunate, you know. It's just, woof, so much rust. Everything's just bad. That deck lid, I'm still kind of on the fence on that deck lid, but yeah, pretty much ripped everything we could off of it. So Dad's got some parts he's going to keep. Here's some. I got some more sitting over there in the back of Big John, and then these are the parts that we're going to sell. So hood, bumpers, radiator, core supports, there that is, fenders. So pretty decent parts on it. But while I was out here monkeying with this thing and we had the front end clear, I was like, all right, I want to see what this motor does. So this thing's been sitting for God knows how long, and I did this earlier and it was surprising because she turns over. You can hear the valves clicking as I slap back where they need to go, but I mean, it just easy as she goes. So if I had ignition parts for this, then maybe I'd try to make it run, but I don't think we're going to bring that distributor back. I think she's gone. So but I don't have pieces and parts for this motor, so there's not really a feasible way to make it run, and I ain't gonna buy a bunch of, you know, pieces and parts and drop money into this thing, because, well, I'm not keeping it. So yeah, so this is what we're left with. Pretty much firewall back. You know, still got the engine, still got the transmission, and there's 2 other transmissions in the trunk. So yeah, so that's done. Now I just got to finish picking up all my tools, pieces and parts and whatnot, and take Big John around to the front of the shop. And well, daylight savings is over, so now it's going to be dark at like 4:30, so I don't have a whole lot of time left, so for today. So I don't know, I'm gonna try to get something done on Big John today, and then probably put the majority of the work in tomorrow. So I'll catch back up with y'all here in a bit. Well, good morning, folks. So all right, got Big John pulled around close-ish to the shop, and went ahead and pulled the air cleaner off, getting ready to swap out that distributor. Pretty standard stuff. pop the cap off, remember where your thing's lined up at, the rotor, where he's lined up at, slide the new one back down in there, and then I'll come back and retime this guy and see what's going on with it. So, all right, I guess I'm gonna get to it. All right, first things first, disconnect that vacuum line and let's get in here and pull this cap off. And that way I'm not pulling plug wires and having to remember all that. Well, I have to disconnect this guy too. Alright, I'm not sure if the camera can show it or not, but I am pointed basically directly at my transmission dipstick tube, so that's where we'll orient the new one. Now, one thing to remember on these, or at least something I've noticed over the years, is your you know, most of the time it's really difficult, or it's challenging, I guess I should say, to get the blade for the oil pump, to get all that stuff lined up. That's usually where you have the problems in putting a distributor in. The blade is always going to be lined up with the rotor, so you can kind of keep it sorted out that way. Man, I really don't want to take that thing all the way out. It'd be nice if I could just spin this around and get him out of the way. Talking about the distributor hold down. There it goes. All right, so there is, well, this says this is an MSD. Son of a bitch. Huh, I thought I had a little Chinese one in here. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go ahead, since I got it out, you know, why not? Go ahead and swap it out. But yeah, it's a little MSD Street Fire. I thought I threw a shitty little JEGS unit in here. Apparently I didn't. Now, one thing I'm noticing straight off the rip is that other one has a little no-name module in it. This one actually has a GM module in it. So that may be something that's definitive here. So, all right, let me slap her in.
A few minutes later.
All right, well, that explains why I was having such a time with that. This thing's indexed different. So instead of the oil pump drive being lined up with the rotor, it's a couple teeth off. Well, I guess I have to rearrange my spark plugs. I mean, what else you gonna do? So that puts me about a post off. Let's see, that would have been pointed at number 4. Now it's pointed at number 6. Huh. So I gotta move 2 posts. Dang. Oh well. Alright, let's go ahead and get her clamped down. You know what I may ought to do is just retime the whole thing. Yeah, why don't I just do that? Save myself some heartache. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see what we can't do here in the worst case. Worst case, we'll find top dead. Pull out plug number 1. Find top dead center, and then redo the plugs if we have to. So that thing was pointed here, so it may just be one post off, because it's been between 4 and 7, is it? Wait, 3. All right, so we'll just move everything by 1. See what that gets us. All right, new distributor's in. Shifted everything 1 post. Shifted the spark plug wires by 1 post. I don't understand it. Almost every, I think just about every single distributor I've ever touched, the post on the rotor pretty much lines right up with the oil pump. So this one was set off probably about 15 degrees or so. Don't know why. So it was off by 1 post. So just shifted it around. So we'll give this guy a test fire, see what she does. I'm not expecting much because the distributor's still kind of loosey-goosey. We have no idea where the timing is on this guy. We'll just see if it barks off. Well, maybe I should have just left it. I guess I can move all the plug wires back again. See what that does. All right. Now, if this don't get it, then we'll pull number 1 and see what we can't do there. Maybe that other distributor was so far out that this one's actually right. So 1, where's the number 8 at? Here's number 8. How did number 8 and number 2 get mixed? Two should be on the other side. There's 1 and 8. Well, shit, maybe the problem wasn't the distributor. Maybe it was just I had everything jacked up. 1, 8, 4. That's 3. 6. There's 5. There's 7. Yeah, there's 5. There's 7. And that should be 2. 5, 7. 2. Yeah, 1, 8, 4. 1, 8, 4, 3, 6, 5, 7, 2. Okay. Now let's see if we have any better results. I don't know how I got 8 and 2 mixed up. Okay. All right, so I'm back firing out the carburetor, so definitely something's off. I wonder if I had those mixed up before, and that's why I wouldn't fire. Damn it. Give me a few minutes. I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, I was about a stud off. Or I had it turned way too far. Cool. Huh. All right. Well, I'm gonna let it sit here and run, get up the temperature, and then we'll throw the light on it and just kind of see where it's at. Be right back. All right. This thing is almost up to temperature. It's good enough. So I got in here. I got my time light. I doubt y'all guys will be able to see it because of frame rate and all that fun stuff with the light. But I'm sitting at about 14 degrees. That's 14 degrees with the vacuum advance disconnected, all that fun stuff. So that should be pretty close to what it needs to be. I hadn't looked to see what total is. We'll find that out here in just a minute. but for that I'm going to need multiple hands. So I'll set you down and come right back. But yeah, this thing sounds amazing already. I mean, it's not, before it was like you could hear a couple misses just sitting there idling, and you'd hear the exhaust back here just popping every time, but still hear a little pop, and that might be due to all the misfires before. I might have a couple plugs that are a little fouled up and need a little bit of love, but she still stinks a little bit back here. But I don't know, we'll get her all figured out eventually. But yeah, that worked out pretty good. All right, well, let me set up something so I can use two hands and see if we can't see what the total time is. All right, let's see what we got for total. That's not very good. That thing's screaming up to like 49 degrees of advance at like 2,600 RPM. That's gonna be way too much, especially for a bone stock, you know, 44. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to do something about that. I don't want to take the initial timing all the way back down crazy low. But maybe we'll go down to like 7 or 8. All right, there's 7 on this one. Well, she fires back up pretty easy, so that's good. Before it was like pulling teeth trying to get this damn thing to fire back up after it got hot. So I don't know. We'll drive it around, we'll see what we think. Come back to it. All right, oil change done. Distributor timing done. Got everything locked down. So I think we're in pretty good shape. I tell you, that distributor had to have been causing some problems for a while, because used to, you couldn't just sit here and bump the key. Wouldn't do that before. Pretty excited. You can tell by my face. So yeah, so I'm fixing to take it out for a little test trip, make sure, see how it's riding, see how it's going. I'm still a little concerned about that over, you know, the final timing number being like 42 degrees of advance. Whew, seems a bit much for a bone stock 454. So I'm gonna take it out for a run and see how she does. I did change the oil, and this guy's full, actually over full. So I gotta go take this and dump it, dispose of it at the proper disposal site. So I'm gonna go take and dump that so I can finish dumping my drain pan. So anyhow, I'll check back in with you here in just a little bit. All right, so pardon the windows are down, it's warm out. But yeah, took Big John out, took him for a little cruise. Just into town, dumped the oil, just cruising around, giving it some gas, easing off, all that fun stuff. Even with that advance cranked up to like 40 or 42, I can't remember, it was something like that. The pinging is very, very, very minimal, and that's under like hard acceleration. But oh yeah, this truck ain't been this happy in a long time. So yeah, it probably could have got away with just swapping out that that module inside the old distributor, but you know, why not just go ahead and swap out the whole thing. Like I said, I thought it was a Jegs little cheapy Chinesium distributor, but apparently it was an MSD Chinesium distributor. So I don't know, whatever. It's running good now. That's all that really matters, and I'm enjoying driving it. So all right, I'm headed back to the house, and then I'm going to do a little spit shine, try to polish this turd up a little bit. So I'll catch you back at the house. All right, now we're back at the house. Everything's dried up, everything's good. So here's what we're going to do to try to spit shine Big John up. Y'all seen me do this a bunch of times, you know, wet sanding, polishing, you know, buffing, high speed buffing, compound, all that crap. You seen me do it before. So I'm not going to go all out because I just don't want to. But what I do need to address is you can kind of see this has that wipe on clear, and it's super hazy. It's super streaky, you know, especially on this door, really streaky. And I'm really not even worried about body line down. I may do a little bit on this door because it's a little ugly, but you know, like the top of my dually fenders, I'm gonna see if they'll buff out. I don't know if they'll buff out. They might. If they do, great. If they don't, whatever. This truck needs a paint job so bad. It's just, well, my shop's kind of full. And the desire to sand and body work and do 20 some odd feet of truck is not high on my list of priorities. So I'm just gonna run around and do this real quick. I'm not gonna worry about filming it. Y'all guys have seen this, like I said, a bunch of times. So I'm not gonna film it, but we'll come back and show you the finished product here in just a little bit. Well, I did buff this guy out a little bit. Now, yeah, it's better than it was, but not by much. It looks pretty rough. I think I also hit this door, and I don't know if the sun's changed now, so don't know if you can still see it or not. It's still chalky. It looks like the paint's fading under the clear or something. That's kind of what it's acting like, because it ain't buffing at all. I put a buffer on it. I don't want to break out the high speed and go to that, because then you gotta deal with swirl marks and you gotta go over the truck a couple, 3 times, and don't want to do all that, so I'm not. But yeah, Big John's pretty well ready to go. You know, still looks pretty good. Not too bad. Don't worry about the hazy stuff on the windshield. I don't have any Rain-X. I thought I did, but apparently I don't. So I just put some wax on the windshield. We got some rain supposed to be coming in tomorrow, so give me a little bit better vision with you know, these old wiper blades don't do the best job. But I'll get that here in just a minute, get that wiped off. But yeah, Big John, good to go, ready to go for Trucking the Trace 2025. I can't remember if this is the 5th year. I think it's the 5th year we've done this, and it's such a good show. It's a good time, you know, cruising down. I think every year it gets so much bigger. So like last year, there's probably 70 trucks cruising down Natchez Trace, down from Nashville to Mississippi. You know, it's a good time. I'd expect there probably going to be about as many this year, and don't worry, I'm going to film it and cover it just like I do pretty much every year. But this is all kind of my prep for it. But yeah, I guess heading out in the morning. I'm not going to the Loveless with them this year. I just frankly don't feel like getting up that early. So so I'm not going to go to the Loveless with them. So I'm going to miss part of the Natchez Trace coming down from the Loveless down to probably Collinwood, Tennessee. That's one of our stops for fuel. So I'll probably just meet up with them in Collinwood and call it good from there. But it's still gonna be a good trip. It's always a lot of fun, just real low key, just a good time. Well, I do appreciate y'all guys watching. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, whatever, just throw them down there in the questions, comments, whatever the thing is, comments. If you want to follow me on social media, that information is listed down in the description. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. So anyhow, I know this one's been a little choppy. You know, I'm a little rusty. You know, about what, 3.5, 4 months of not doing this, you get a little rusty. So I promise the next ones will be a little bit better. Just remember, folks, it ain't got to be perfect, just good enough. And yeah, Big John, he's good enough. I don't think any of them's perfect. Anyhow, we'll see y'all guys next time. Y'all have a good one.